Morning, boys and girls. We are starting one of my favorite math units. Actually, I have a lot of favorite math units of the year, but this one is on graphs. We will be studying both picture graphs, bar graphs, and how to make both. Today, you're going to take a look at picture graphs. We're going to do some pages together, kind of briefly. We're not going to fill everything in, and then you'll have some slides to complete. So I am on page 93. So if you did not remember to get your book or see what page we're on, or you need a pencil, go ahead and pause and then rejoin us. All right, I'm pretty sure you worked with picture graphs last year, but some things I want to tell you about picture graphs in third grade. First of all, it says a picture graph uses small pictures or symbols to show and compare information. All right, and then it shows us a picture graph here that says how we get to school. And we notice that there's 4 ways listed down the side. And then we see smiley faces. And then at the bottom is a really important thing. It kind of determines what number we're counting by. Because if I just looked at this and thought, well, walking, there must be 3 kids. But when I look at the key, it says each face means 10. Now, why do you think they just don't draw all those faces? Well, just imagine how big the picture graph would be if they did. It would be huge. Think of buses, how many they would have to draw. They would spend all day drawing. Plus, they'd have to add on paper. So, a key is what we use to tell how much each counts for. So, let's try walking. Hopefully, you'll count with me. It says 10, 20, 30. And then, to make my work easier, I always put in cheat numbers. That way, when I get to questions that I have to answer about the picture graph, I already know how many is there. I don't have to recount them every time. All right, let's move on to bikes. 10, 20, 30, 40. Go ahead and put 40 in. And then buses. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Fill that in. Okay, cheat number. And the last one is car. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I, at a quick glance, can see most kids get to school by a bus and the least amount of kids walk. Now, down at the bottom of the worksheet, you'll see we're going to skip this middle section. We know how to do that. We're going to look down here at these questions. Number 1 says, how many fewer students walk than ride the bus? Fewer means less. That means I need to subtract. I'm looking for a smaller number. And it wants me to compare walk and ride. Oh, I got to go ride the bus. A minute there, I was like, oh, are they riding a bike, bus, or car? All right, so I have 30 that walk. I have 80 that ride a bus. I need the bigger number on top because I'm subtracting. 80 minus 30, I'm kind of out of room, is 50. And then we're going to look at number 2 yet. It says how many students were surveyed. Surveyed is a fancy way of saying how many kids were asked to participate. So that means I want to know how many kids are here in all. So here's my numbers, 60, 80, 40, 30. Remember, I can add in any order I want. So I'm actually going to add 60 and 40 first, because I know 6 and 4 make 10. So that's 100. That's my 60 and my 40. And then I got to add 80 onto that. It's 180. And then I'm going to take 180 and add 30 more. 11, carry the 1. So my answer would be 210. 210. All right, go ahead and turn your paper over and start working on your favorite fruit. Take a look at the key. Each circle equals what? Ooh, that's a half a circle in orange. So I need to say, well, if a whole circle is 2, and I only have a half of circle, I kind of have to think about 2 and think, how much is half of that? And it's only 1. So a half a circle in this case is going to equal 1 student. So go ahead and start counting. Put your cheat numbers. I'm going to try to float me to the top here. There I am. Thought that was kind of funny. You couldn't see me, but you could only hear me. I forgot to hit float me on top. All right. If you were at school, I'd have you count, but since you aren't, I'll count. 2 students, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 10 kids chose banana. 2, 4, 6. 6 chose apple. 2, 4. 4 chose pear. 2, 4, 6, 8 plus 1, because a half is 1. That's 9. All right. And now we're just going to skip down here to this bottom one. And this will be our last one we're going to do together. Number of books students read. Look at your key. Tells me what I'm counting by. And I do have a half in September. So I'd go 2, 4, 6, and 1 more is 7. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8. So then if the survey asks, how many more read books in October than November? I would know I would subtract. Excuse me. Wow, excuse me. 12 minus 8 is 4. Or they may say, how many kids read books in October and in November? If you hear the word and, that always means add. So it might be 12 plus 8. Or it might say how many kids were surveyed. Then I would want to add all up. All right, last thing I want to look at real fast is this one up here. It's on the next page. I flipped over to page 95. It's favorite board games. I'd love to know what your favorite board game is. But one thing I want you to notice is the key is 4. So this time, what's that half going to be equal to? You got to say to yourself, what's half of 4? Think of 4 and cut it in the middle. 2 and 2. So this guy would be worth 2. The other one you'll see often is 10, and you have to split it in half. Think about your hands. If you took half, be 5. And think about this. Will you ever have a key with an odd number and a half a symbol? So if this really said 3, can I make a half a symbol? Can you cut 3 evenly in half? No. That has to be an even number if you're going to cut them in half. All right, we'll be talking more about picture graphs this week. So you need to go ahead and jump onto your math picture graph slides for today.